set this one up. And I love this setup, but I haven't done it in a while because I just assumed a lot of the folks at home didn't have all this stuff, but you guys said you did. So we're going to use 2 blankets or towels or equivalent. And you'll open them out to this size, and then we'll roll it on the long side. So it makes a nice, thick, long roll. And we'll give it a little punch so that it stays rolled. And set this up along your mat. And let's see, we'll have one block just sort of available, and then the other one out of your way. And the strap too, if you have it, I don't think we'll actually use a strap, but just have other stuff so it's not in your way. And then we'll come have a seat upon the blanket at the very end. And then when we come lie down, we want the whole spine to be supported and the head too. So we don't want the head to hang off the back. We don't want the pelvis to hang off the front. We want everything supported. And if your prop happens to be too small for that, you could use a block under the head or somehow build an extension so that everything's on the same level. Yeah. Now we'll be here for a bit, and sometimes I'll be specific about what the legs are doing, and sometimes I won't be. So it's up to you at that point if you want to have the legs bent or straight, or you can change it at any point. And yeah, just for the moment, give yourself a small little wobble on the roll, a little side to side, and you might feel almost a gentle little massage in between the shoulder blades. Yeah, and then we'll let the movement start to quiet down as you land right in the middle. And bring your awareness to your heart center. And just imagine for a moment that your heart could breathe. And as the inhale happens, see if you can inflate yourself in all directions. Front and back, up and down, side to side, right from the center of the heart. And on the exhale, let everything condense back into center. And take a couple more of those. Three-dimensional breath from the heart. Yeah, and then we'll let the breath work go. Just allow your breath to return to its normal state. And now we'll take some movement with the arms. So let's start with the arms down alongside you, the backs of the hands to the floor. And as the inhale comes, let the arms go out to the side and then up any amount towards your head. And on the exhale, we'll go out to the sides and down again alongside you. So take that a couple of times. Now, if you're finding you're really tight or lacking mobility in the shoulders, maybe you don't go all the way up. Yeah, if you feel like the only way you can go up is if the arms lift off the floor, just go do less so you can keep the hands on the floor. And as we're taking this movement, notice the way the shoulder blades are moving, the arms. Yeah, and then we'll change our movement pattern a little bit. Next time you come down, let's lift the arms off the floor and have the arms right in front of you, but then slightly lower than the chest. So maybe the fingers are about in line with the navel. Yeah. And from here, let's soften the elbows a little bit. On the inhale, let the arms separate away from each other. And on the exhale, let's come back in and cross one over the other like you're giving yourself a hug. And take this one a few times. So the inhale, we go open. And exhale, we close, put the other one on top. And take that a couple more. And here too, notice how the shoulder blades move as the arms are moving. And now we'll change the movement pattern again. This one I call Sea Monster Asana. So just start to move the arms around in any way that feels good to you. And in particular, you can kind of maneuver the shoulder blades so that they get a little rub from the roll, the inner border of the shoulder blades. Yeah. Great. And then we'll give the arms a little break and now come to the legs. So if you have the legs long on the floor, start to bend up the knees so the feet are on the floor. And for now, we'll keep the arms down just for a little extra support. Create some tone through the belly, and then we'll take a little march in place. So one leg up and down, other leg up and down. Yeah, and if that's feeling, pretty easy, pretty simple, and you want to make it a little more complex, let one leg come up and then the other comes up too. Leg number one goes down, leg number two goes down. So it's an up, up, down, down. That's it. Now continue doing this. And if you're feeling like you want a little extra challenge, go onto the fingertips on your hands. And if you still want a little extra, you can hover the arms a little bit off the floor, or you can take the arms right in front of you or even out to the side. Yeah, and then whatever leg is leading, let the other one start. So it's up, up, down, down, with the other leg leading the way. And if you wobble a little bit side to side, that's part of the game. Part of the work here is just to maintain the stability so you don't fall off the roll. Nice. Next time, 2 feet are on the floor. Let's pause, and if your arms are up, let them relax down. Just take a small little wobble here. And then let's do this. Hopefully your block is handy, and you'll just have the block, reach it out in front of you, one hand on each side. And give the block a gentle little squeeze with the pinky side of the hand. Just do that little squeeze and then release. And every time you do that little squeeze in the pinky side of the hand, feel the outer part of the shoulder blade kind of hugging in towards the side ribs. Yeah. And then let's keep a light squeeze with the pinky side. Reach the block away from you, and the arms will stay straight. And then pull the block towards you, keeping the arms straight. So it's not a huge journey that they make, maybe an inch or two. So out away from you, and then in towards you. Now, as we do this, sometimes there's a tendency to creep the shoulders up towards your ears. Try not to do that. Keep some space on both sides of the neck. That's it. And then from here, let's pause when you're not all the way forward, not all the way back, somewhere in the middle. Give the block another little squeeze. And now, in a second, we'll start to move the arms back and the ribs will want to pop up. See if you can keep the ribs down. And then slowly start to draw the arms back in the direction of your head. We're still squeezing the pinky side of the hand into the block. And depending on your shoulder flexibility, maybe you go a little bit, maybe you go a little bit more. And just notice if the ribs are popping up, then you're moving from a different place. Take the arms up a little, pull the ribs down, and then go again. So let's just hold in whatever position you've gotten yourself into. And one more time, a little squeeze with the pinkies, and then relax a little. Do that a couple more times. If it's more comfortable to have a teensy bend in the elbow, you can do that. Yeah. All right, and then we'll take the arms up. And release the block, just put it to the side. Now take the arms in front of you with no block. Bend the elbows and hold the elbows, hands into elbows. So we crisscross the forearms. And let the arms go to the right. And let the chest go a little to the left. Yeah. And then the arms go to the left and the chest goes a little to the right. Don't go so far that you fall off, just a little bit. Let's do that one more time each way. That's it. And then when we come back to the center, let's swap the arm that you have on top, which likely will feel a little funky. And this time we'll make some little circles. So just right in front of the chest, let the forearms make a few circles. Yeah, and then other direction. All right. So we're going to do another one with the legs, which is really more about the core. Take the arms down, and again, we'll start with the arms on the floor for a little extra balance. Tone through the belly, lift one leg up and then the other, so you're in a tabletop position here. And then let one leg come a little forward and down, but it's not going to touch the floor, it's just a little bit. And then come back up and do the other side. That's it. And try to keep the pelvis really still. Don't let it rock forward and back. And if this is feeling fine and you want it more challenged, you can either go into your fingertips or hover the arms. You can have the arms in any position that you like. Yeah. Adding the roll to this just kind of ups the ante, doesn't it? I wouldn't recommend, I've been doing this at home on a foam roller. I wouldn't recommend that unless you've done the blanket roll with a few extra practice rounds. The foam roller is a little more rolly. All right, let's pause with the legs up, and if your arms are lifted, take the arms up too, so you find a little balance. If you need to keep the arms down, that's fine. Now we'll take the left leg to the left and the right arm to the right, just enough to make it a little more exciting. Back to center, and then swap. Left arm left, right leg right. I can hardly do this one. And then we come back to center, and that's enough. Set the feet down, set the arms down, take another little wobble. All right, friends, almost done here on the roll. Let's now take the arms out to the sides and slightly down from the shoulders. So they slope, the hands are a little lower than the shoulders. Palms are facing up. Let's slightly lift the arms off the floor, and in the right hand, you'll bend the wrist so the fingers go to the floor. And then on the left side, you'll bend the wrist so the wrist goes towards the floor and the fingers go towards the ceiling. And then we swap. And then we swap. And keep doing this. The fingertips might graze the floor, but they don't have to. It's fine if you're hovering a little bit. Let's keep going in this pattern, but make a loose fist with your hands, and you'll feel the stretch in a different part of the wrist than the forearms. Yeah. All right, and then let's do one more thing. Release the arms down. Now turn the palms towards the floor, and then same thing. We'll hover a little bit. On one side, bend the wrist so it goes up. On the other side, bend the wrist so it goes down. And then back and forth we go. For now, have the long fingers, straight fingers. And then we're going to keep going with a loose fist, curling the fingers in. Yes, friends. This one, I'm feeling this one for sure. All that texting, I think. All right, and then enough is enough. Release the arms down just alongside you. Let's take one last wobble here on our roll. And then one last sea monster arms asana. Yeah, just move around any which way. All right, and then we're going to keep the roll intact, but we'll come off of it. So just go to one side, push it out of the way, and land for a second on your back. Oh, and yeah, just see how you feel. Now, we've been up there for a while. So as we land, just notice how your body meets the floor and just how connected things feel or don't feel. Yeah, and then we'll take a little head turn, just a little side to side. And then we'll let the head rest and change your roll. So now it's kind of like a pillow. It's behind your head. It's a little awkward here. It's so long. And we want it not under the neck. It's above the neck. It's on the head itself. And then when you're in this position, just very, very gently press the back of the head into the roll. And you're not going to turn your head from side to side, but kind of lizard style, try to slide the right ear to the right. And it's not going to really go very far. And then you'll slide the left ear to the left. And do that a few times. And what we're somewhat trying to do here is pin the skin between the blanket roll and the head. And then we're moving side to side and we're kind of sliding the skin. That makes sense. Yeah. All right. And then let's pause in the middle. Take a breath in. And as you do, let the chin lift up and you'll kind of tip the head up a little. And then as you exhale, do the opposite. Turn the chin down towards your chest. And do that a few times. So the inhale, lift the chin, and we're still gently pressing the head into the blanket. And on the exhale, we'll tip the chin down. Yeah, one more time up. One more time down. And then stay right in the middle and don't press anymore. Just be there. And now roll the head. So like you're saying no. Side to side we go. Yeah. And then we'll add in a little something, something. Next time the head tilts towards the right side, stay there and do a little yes, a little nod on the right. And then stay on the right side and do sort of like draw a circle with your nose. Yeah, go the other direction. And then let's pause and turn the head to the left. Same thing, once you get there, nod, like you're saying yes on the side. And then we'll change it to little no. And some circles. Yeah, alrighty friends, let's pause. We'll take the roll out from under the head, but don't destroy it because we're going to use it again for one more thing later. And then let's check out just just for doing that, see if when you turn your head from side to side, if you released a little more space. Yeah. All right. And we'll let the head pause just in the center. Take the arms out in front of you, slight little bend in the elbows. We did this laying on the roll. As the inhale happens, let the arms separate, create a little tone through your core, and keep your fingers in your peripheral vision. And then on the exhale, bring yourself back to center. So do that a few times, and you might retain that awareness in the shoulder blades. So that feel the shoulder blades move as the arms are moving like this. Yeah. And then the next time we come back up, let's go with the straighter arm position and take the arms apart. Still keep your fingers in the peripheral so they don't go all the way to the floor. They hover a little bit. And from the center of the chest to the fingertips, think about lengthening, creating a little more space. And then let it go, release the arms. Let's bring the knees in towards your chest. Just give yourself a little squeeze. Take a little movement, little side to side, little circles, whatever feels good. Yeah. All right, guys. So we've got the roll. We're going to reset it and put it on the mat like we did before, but this time we'll have our belly on the roll. And don't worry, we won't be there for too long. Some people, it's not the most comfortable thing, but at least it's soft. So we've got our roll here, a long ways on the mat. And then let's come belly down on the roll, and you'll have the hands to the sides. And if you look back, we want the forearms to be straight up and down from the floor. Now in this position, lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor so the upper back engages, and then let them relax down. Let's do that a few times. So the shoulders lift away from the floor, upper back is engaged, and down. And last one. Yeah. So from here, tuck the toes under. Press the heels back so the knees lift up off the floor, and don't go any higher, but lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor like we did a second ago. And without moving the hands, try to pull the hands back, lengthen the torso forward, but don't go any higher. Now breathe in. On the exhale, press the hands and the feet into the floor, tone up through the core, and imagine that you're trying to lift off the roll, but don't actually lift. And then on the inhale, relax. Do that 2 more times. So we really just create tone through the whole body. We don't actually go anywhere. Yeah, last one. Good, and then that's enough. Come back, take child's pose, and we won't need this roll anymore. If you need the blanket for your knees or just want to get rid of it, you just put it off to the side. Yeah. Just take a little wobble here in your child's pose. Any other movement that you want to do is fine. And then we'll reconvene in our all fours, and we'll do some various different things here. So from your all fours, for the moment, let's just move around a little through the spine. Anything that feels interesting. Yeah, for me, it's always circles. I love circles and side bends. Yeah. All right, and then we'll pause here and come to a neutral position, and without bending the elbows, let the chest sink a little towards the floor and the shoulder blades will come towards each other. And then you'll press into the floor, let the shoulder blades separate, and you'll lift up a bit. Do that a couple of times, and for now, keep the pelvis and the low back neutral, and try not to let the shoulders creep up towards your ears. So you want to keep some good space on all sides of the neck. Yeah. All right, and then we'll take a little break. We'll come back to this. Take the toes, tuck the toes under, and go back again to child's pose with spider fingers in your hands, and give them that a little scrunch action so the center of your palms lift and the forearms engaged a little bit. Yeah. All right, so we'll make that a little more challenging. Let's come back up to your all fours. Take the left hand and just gently clutch the lower ribs. And now we'll do what we just did on the right side only. Let yourself sink and then press and lift. So it's a little more work now that we're only on one side. And sometimes the torso wants to turn to the left. Try not to let it. Try to stay right in the center. And then we'll stay in the pressed position. Just hold for a moment. And then swap it out. So the left hand comes down, the right hand does this little clutch, and then let yourself sink and press and lift. Couple of times. Again, try not to twist open to the right. Keep the torso level. Yeah. Nice job. And then put the hand down. Back we go again to child's pose. Toes tucked or flat, your choice. Spider fingers again. And you either keep the spider fingers or put them flat. Up to you. We'll walk both arms a little to the right. And then a little to the left. Yeah. All right, so let's reset. Coming back to center, go onto your spider fingers and have the toes tucked under so the hips are a little bit lifted. And then bend the elbows out to the sides. Feel what happens in the shoulder blades when the elbow tips turn in towards each other. And then straighten the arms, keeping the rotation. Let's do that again. Elbows bend out to the sides. And then they turn in towards each other. Keep the rotation. Re-straighten the arms. Let's do that with flat hands, and we'll actually lift the knees off the floor. So let the knees hover off the floor. Bend the elbows a little out to the sides. Don't move your hands. Turn the elbows in towards the center. Press down and forward into the floor. Send the hips back and up. And slowly re-lengthen the legs, heading in a downward facing dog. And then once you're in position here, it might feel nice just to move around some. So you can pedal the hips, you can move around a little bit. Yeah. All right, friends. And then from here, let's go wider in your stance. Bend the knees and walk your hands back. Prop up so the forearms are on the thighs. And without going anywhere, press the forearms down and try to pull them back as the chest moves forward. The shoulder blades glide down the back. Yeah, let's inhale. And then on the exhale, let yourself round like you would do in cat pose. Inhale, chest forward, shoulder blades down the back for our cow. And on the exhale, we round into our cat. Take it one more time, just like that. Yeah. And now on the next inhale, press into your heels. Inhale, we grow tall, lifting the arms up overhead. And then as we exhale, turn the palms out away from each other. Create a little resistance as we go out and down with the arms. Nice work. So let's stand, go ahead and actually keep the wide stance. And we'll take the arms in front. So elbows are a little bent, hands are a little lower than the shoulders. Create some tone through the core. And as the arms open, think of doing that motion from your back. Yeah, the musculature in the back and around the shoulder blades. Come back to center. And then we go again. We open, but keep your fingers in your peripheral. Don't go too far open. Yeah. And now this next one will go in straight arms. Same idea. Let the arms separate. We'll hold the straight arm position. Lengthen from the chest to the fingertips and then turn the palms to face down. Pretend that you could press something down with the arms. Hold it down. Yes. And then we'll release. Give it a little shake. Give it a little wiggle. And just move around a bit. All right, yogis. Looking good. So remember when we did those, we did the one arm and then two arms. We're going to do that next in plank pose on the knees. So let's stand at the back of the mat, and before we do it, we'll just remind yourself of the movement. So arms forward. Do a little shoulder circle, up, back, down. Yeah. And then from here, create some tone through the belly. Reach the arms a little forward, and then let them pull back, but don't bend the elbows. Do that one more time. Little forward, and then they pull back. Nice. So set the arms down. Inhale, up we grow nice and tall, Urdhva Sthasana. Exhale, down we go, Uttanasana. You can bend the knees here if you like. Halfway up, the chest moves forward, shoulder blades glide down the back, and then lower yourself down. Walk the hands forward until we get to plank pose. And then once you do arrive there, lower the knees down and have the knees further back than the hips. Do that little shoulder circle so the collarbones stay broad and open. Arms stay straight. Lift through the belly. Let the chest sink a little and the shoulder blades move closer together. Press down into the floor and find a little lift. Do that a few more times. Yeah. And then from here, we'll bend the elbows. Come all the way down to the belly. Take a little break. Let's fold the hands and rest your forehead. Take a little wiggle in the hips, just a little back and forth for a second. And then we'll lengthen the legs one at a time, back and down, just to give you some more space. Slide the hands a bit forward and the elbows in slightly, but keep the elbows ahead of the shoulders for this. Let yourself sink down for a second, and then we'll press the forearms into the floor. Try to pull them back as we pull the chest forward first, and then we come up and lower a little. Do that again. So the arms pull back, the chest pulls forward. We lengthen to lift. And then we lower a little. And do last one. Arms pull back, chest pulls forward. We lengthen to lift. And then all the way down we come. Once again, rest the forehead down. Let's lift the feet off the floor, knees are bent, and take a little side to side, just a little swish. Yeah. All right. Now you might remember that shoulder, elbow, turny thing we did in child's pose. We're next going to do that in downward facing dog. So let's release the legs down. Go ahead and just go back into your downward dog, and we'll take the adjustment once you're in the position. So here we are in down dog. Bend the knees a little bit and keep them bent for now. Don't move the hands. Let the elbows bend a little to the sides, and then the elbows turn in towards the midline. Press down through the base of the thumbs. Keep the rotation in the arms. As the arms move straight, the hips go back, and we create length. Yeah, let's do that one more time. Elbows bend out to the side. Shift a little forward. And then the elbows turn in. Press down the base of the thumbs, push the mat down and forward as the hips shift back and up. Arms will go straighter, legs will go straighter. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. Now this time to get out of the position, let's come forward. So the feet come to the hands. Bend the knees a little. Press down into your heels. Inhale, we grow tall. Arms lift overhead. And then on the exhale, press out and down. Palms face the floor, and then palms face your body as we come down. Nice job, guys. All right, just wiggle around a little bit for a second. Yeah, all right. And next we'll take, we're going to take lunge pose into warrior two. I'm going to just face this direction so when I get there, I don't have my back to you. You might want to have blocks. Actually, I do recommend the blocks for what we're going to do in the lunge. Okay. We'll stand in our mountain pose. Feet can touch or you can keep some space if you like. Let's inhale the arms up. And now as we exhale, bend the knees and bend the elbows. Hinge slightly forward and see if you can engage through the upper back. And then on the inhale, we grow tall. Do that a few times and create resistance. Pretend it's a little more challenging than it actually is in the arms. Yeah, and then when you come up, let that be easy. So the resistance is on the way down. Yes, you guys. Let's take one more time up. One more time down. Stay down. Reset hands to shins. Move the chest forward. Lengthen the legs. And then lower yourself down. We'll step the right leg back into lunge pose. And just be here for a second. Yeah. Now, in this position, the back leg has a tendency to kind of droop. At the very top of the right thigh, press up towards the ceiling. But then at the same time, let the pelvis drop towards the floor. So the thigh bone and the pelvis press into each other. Yeah. All right. And now without moving your hands, try to pull the blocks back towards the back edge of the mat as you move the chest forward. And just feel that nice length going on in the spine and that nice activation going on through the back and in the sides. Yeah. Just relax a little bit. We'll turn the back heel down to the floor. Come up to warrior two pose. And then we'll add in a little bit of movement here. Re-straighten the front leg. Let's take that bent elbow, arms in front of you position that we practiced before. And then slowly, as the knee rebends, let the arms open, but we keep the elbows bent and keep your face towards the long end of the mat. And then come back up, arms come in, leg goes straight. Do that a few times. Use the back to open the arms. Good. And then let's go last time, this time with a straight arm position. Once you get there, turn the palms to face the floor and reach long through the fingertips. You can turn your face to look left, but keep your brain in the right fingers and lengthen outward through the right hand. Yeah. All right, friends. Pretend that you can hold something down with the arms. When you're ready to get out, we'll wiggle the arms to the floor, turn the back heel up, lower the back knee down, and then just take anything you like here. I'm going to go a little back and forth. You could do that, or a side to side. You could just hold the leg stretch if you wanted to. Yeah. All right. Now listen here. Let's pause with the front knee bent. The back foot, which is the right foot, it's going to pivot a little towards the left side of the mat, which is just behind you. And then the left forearm will come to the left thigh. And we'll open the right arm. So it's kind of like side angle pose, but with the knee down. On the left side, very gently press arm and leg into each other. Good. On the right side, let's do this open and close. Take the arm down, little bend in the elbow. And then the arm and torso together move open. Engage through the back as you lift the arm. And do that 2 more times. So we come down. And we come up. And we come down. And you might notice when we come up, we don't go terribly far, and that's okay. Yeah. Let's come all the way down. Reset yourself so you're facing forward again, and the right knee is behind, the right foot's behind the knee. Tuck the toes under and lift the back knee. And then if you are on the blocks, we'll move them out of the way. Let's go plank just for a second. Straight leg plank. Broaden the collarbones, lift the belly. And then tiny bend in the knees and tiny bend in the elbows. Turn the elbow tips back towards the tips of the knees. Press down through the base of the thumbs. Yeah. All right. And then your choice, either come down to the belly or come down to child's pose. Whatever you find more of a rest for yourself. You could take a little wobble. If you're on the belly, you could do a little windshield wiper. Whatever you want is fine. Yeah. All right, friends. So let's head into downward facing dog pose. And then see if you can just do a little mini version of that. Elbows bend, turn and rotate and lengthen. Good. And then to get out of this, we'll head to the front of the mat, feet step forward. Just like before, we'll press into the heels. Inhale to grow tall. And as you exhale, press the palms out and down. Create a little resistance in the arms. Yes, friends. Looking mighty fine. We'll set up for side two, and I'm just going to face this direction again so my back is not to you. But we'll do the exact same thing. So here we are in our mountain pose, feet either touching or not touching. Inhale, we grow tall. And on the exhale, we bend the knees, bend the elbows, create the resistance like the elbows could press into something here. And then on the inhale, let that be easy as we come up. The exhale is where we create the resistance on the way down. Yeah. See if you can engage through the upper back, the latissimus muscles, if you know what they are. And the next time we come down, we'll stay. Hands reset to the shins. Inhale the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back, legs go straighter. And then on the exhale, down we come. Left leg steps to the back. Toes are tucked under. Let's start in the back leg. And just for a second, let the thigh droop and notice how that feels. And then press the thigh towards the ceiling, but let the pelvis press towards the floor so they press into each other. Yeah, don't move the arms, but try to drag the arms back towards the back of the mat as the front of the spine lengthens. All right. Just be here for a sec. And then back it off a little. Turn the back heel to the floor. Let's come up to warrior two. Go ahead and just get there. And then instead of turning your face to the right, turn your face towards the long end of the mat. We'll straighten the front leg. Take the arms into that bent elbow, what is this? It's kind of like first position. Yeah, you do ballet. And then we'll re-bend the knee. Open the arms, engage the back, and use your back to open the arms, keeping your fingers in your peripheral, and then we'll come back in. Do that a couple more times. Yeah. Keep your brain in the back. And then we'll do last one with straight arms, same idea. So the back opens the arms, and we still keep the fingers in the peripheral. Once you arrive, turn the palms to face down and let your face turn towards the front hand. Lengthen the fingertips long and pretend you could hold something down by pressing the arms down. Yes, yogis. And then to get out, we'll windmill the arms to the floor, back heel turns up, back knee comes down. Yogi's choice here for a second. You could go back and hold. You could go back and forth. Just take what you like. Yeah, and then we're going to do that knee down side angle variation. So let's pause with the front knee bent, and then the back foot will pivot slightly to the right. Right forearm comes to the right thigh. We turn the chest open, lift the left arm, and on the right side, find that gentle press, arm and leg into each other. Little stretch for the inner thigh, yeah? And then let's bend the elbow, let the chest and the arm come down, and then arm and chest together move and see if you can use the back to make this movement happen. And you probably won't go up as high as you did before. Do that a few times. We lower down, and then we lift and turn open. Yeah. One more time down. One more time open. We stay. Looking good. And then down we come. Pivot the back foot so the foot's right behind the knee. Tuck the toes under, lift. If you are on the blocks, let's move them out of the way. And we're going to plank with a few bells and whistles. So take a second to get there. If you need to put the knees down, that's fine. Can you broaden the collarbones? Can you lift the belly? Arms stay straight as we let the chest sink a little, and then press into the floor, we find a little lift. Do that a few times without bunching the shoulders up towards your ears. If it's too much with the straight legs, put the knees down. Yes. And then everybody, put the knees down. Let's come to the belly this time. Yes, take a little rest. Fold the hands, rest the forehead, wiggle the hips if you like. Yeah, you can lengthen the legs back and down. And then let's bend the right knee and hold on to the foot or the ankle. Just a simple quad stretch. If you can't reach, you could use a strap, or you could roll over and do it on the side instead of on the belly. Yeah. If you're on the belly, can you press the center of the thigh towards the floor and lift the belly away from the floor? Alrighty, let's release that and switcheroo. So the left knee bends. We hold onto the foot. Oh, this is always my tighter one. And we press the center of the left thigh down towards the floor and lift the belly away from the floor. Yeah. All right. And then set the leg down. Let's just rest the forehead again. Either wiggle the hips or windshield wiper the legs, whatever feels best. And then when you're ready to get out, we'll head again into downward facing dog pose. Take the little arm rotation if you remember what to do. And then from here, friends, let's come to the front of the mat. So the feet to the hands. Little bend in the knees, press into your heels. Inhale, we grow tall. And on the exhale, press the palms of the hands out and down. Create a little resistance on the way down. Nice job. So next, we'll do warrior one with this kind of cactus arm, just to keep engaging through the upper back, and then we'll add on a few things from there. So I'll suggest blocks. Let's set them up at the front. Hands on the hips for the moment, and reach the right leg back with the heel down on the floor. And it doesn't have to be a terribly long stance. Press the back heel down and back. Think of the kind of from the buttocks drawing down towards the heel, and then in the front of the body lifting up. Keep that idea. Send the arms up. Inhale. On the exhale, we bend the front knee, we cactus the arms, we hinge a little forward, upper back is engaged, and then on the inhale, we release that and come back up to center. Take it twice more. Exhale, we hinge and hover forward, and inhale to lengthen. And last one, we hinge, little hover, stay. And then release the arms down, hands probably on the blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could put the hands on your leg. And then without going anywhere, try to push the left heel down and forward and press the left hip back and up as we go straighter in the left leg. If you need to keep a little bend in the knee, that's fine. Without moving your arms, try to pull the blocks towards the back of the mat as you lengthen the front of the spine and let the chest draw forward. Good. See if you can keep the upper back engaged in this shape. Breathe in. And on the exhale, either release it a little bit or let yourself just fold over the front leg. Every time we inhale, a little bit of lengthening, you might lower the blocks. And then every time we exhale, possibly a little fold, or maybe you just relax a little on the lengthening aspect. Yeah, so take a couple more breaths. All right, and if anybody took the fold, let's come back again to straight arms. You'll bend the front knee, step the back foot forward, press into your heels, inhale to lift, and then turn the palms out and create resistance as we take the arms down again. And that was side one. We'll repeat on side two. Hands to hips, left leg reaches back, heel to the floor. And from the buttocks down to the heel, root down. And then from the whole front of the leg, the whole front of the body, lift up. So down in the back, up in the front. Lengthen up through the arms, we inhale. And then we exhale, bend the front knee, hinge forward, bend the elbows, and here we are. Do this a few times. Every time we hinge forward, find that engagement through the upper back. Yeah, the anti-computer posture. And then we'll hold the next time we're in the position. All All right, friends, arms release down. And then from here, press the front heel down and forward as the right hip draws back and up. Without moving your hands, try to drag them back as the front of the spine lengthens. Chest moves forward, shoulder blades draw down the back. Yeah, inhale here. On the exhale, either let it go a little bit or let yourself fold. And then on the inhale, we find it again. And on the exhale, we fold. Yeah, take that a few more times. And every time you do that, lengthen that kind of half lift. See if you can engage a little bit again through the upper back. And that's different from the neck. Good. All right, friends. If you did the fold, let's come back to our straight arm position. Bend the front knee, step the back foot forward, press into your heels. Inhale, we lift. Turn the palms away from the body. Exhale, out and down we come. Yeah. All right. And then just wiggle around a little bit. Anything you want to do is fine. Yeah. Alrighty, friends. So we're on this port de bras kick. So let's do some, it'll be a little bit of work for the abdominals, but also some work with the arms. All right, let's all mirror you here. So come sit, and you'll sit in this sort of position. Either the toes on the floor, you could lift so the toes come up and you're on the heels. Just for a second, take the hands behind the thighs and create a little pull and a little lift. Yeah? Create some tone right through here. So we want to be really long through the torso, and then we'll take the arms into this position. And then from here, just the right arm, let it come up. And then down. And then the left arm comes up. And here too, it doesn't go all the way above your head. It's a little forward of the head. And then down. Let both arms go out. And then to center. Hinge back a smidge. Lift up through the belly. Now don't let yourself twist. Just the right arm goes to the side. Yeah, and then to center, and then just the left arm goes to the side. And then to center. And now take the right arm to the side, take the left arm up, and we hold. This is our grand finale. And then the other side back to center. Left arm goes wide, right arm goes up, and we hold. And then back to center. Stretch out the legs, let them relax. Give them a little shake. Basana. Yeah. All right, yogis. And then we'll do this sort of little rolling on the floor exercise. I love this one. You'll come down onto your back, and let's see. Have the right knee bent and the left leg straight. And the right foot, let it come kind of wide, so about at the edge of the mat. And then just do this a few times. You'll press into the foot and let the right hip lift off the floor. So you create almost a little bit of a twist, but it's not a huge movement. And down we come. Take that a few times, little press and lift. Yeah. Now if that's feeling like plenty for the moment, just do that. If you want to try the little add-on here, take the left arm up by your head so it's out of the way. And as the right foot is pressing, you'll sweep the floor with the right arm. The right heel will lift. And then you can turn your head to kind of look at the hands and roll over so you're a little more on the left side. And then we undo. Come back to where you start. This one always messes up my hair. And then we're going to go a few more times. So as the right leg is doing its thing, sweep the floor, lift the right heel, turn your head towards the hands, and then undo, coming back to center. And you can be kind of luxurious about it, really dramatic as you take that little floor sweep. I hope you're doing this and not just watching me. And do it one more time. Yeah. All right. And then let's try it out on the second side. Oh, I could just do that the whole time. Let's change. So we'll start with the smaller, just the hip movement. The foot presses down, the left hip lifts, and it's a very small little rotation. And we come back down. Do that a couple more. All right, friends, let's have the right arm up by your head. Press the left foot into the floor. Sweep the floor if you're adding on. And then let the left heel lift. Turn your face to look towards the fingers. And then we undo, coming back down. And take that a few more times. And you can be really dramatic about it. Yeah, you could pretend you're a lion on a hot rock. And you know how they just kind of stretch out? Yeah, lion on a hot rock. Alrighty, friends, let's finish up here. Last one on this side. And then once you come back down again, we'll pause, bend at the right knee, and arms can be wherever you want. Take the feet kind of wide and let them do a windshield wiper. Yeah. And you could do this just kind of a continuous back and forth, or if you want to linger on one side, that might feel better. You decide. Okay, and then let's reset, coming back to center. 2 feet on the floor, take the feet a little bit in so they're not quite as wide, and let's just do a little thigh press, hands press straight ahead into the legs. And then as we back off gradually, and go a few more times. So we press, and we let it go. And we press, and we let it go. And then from here, if there's anything at all that you need to feel complete, take that for yourself. If you need to set up any kind of props or put on extra clothes, take what you need to be comfortable. And we'll be in Shavasana. As you settle in, for another moment, bring your attention up to the neck and the shoulders. And ask this part of your body to relax and let go. Let there be a nice, just soft width across the collarbones. Wherever the arms have landed, allow them just to drop downward. Can you create softness through the whole front of the body? And take a deeper, fuller breath. Create a little bit of movement. Wherever it would feel good to move. Whenever you're ready, you can bend the knees. Roll yourself to one side. And then take your time to come back up to sit. We'll meet with hands right at heart center. Thank your body for everything that it's able to do. Thank yourself for being here. Namaste.